Give him a lick for me.
There you go. Enjoy that one.
I'm disgusted.
That is awful, by the way. Ugh.
I hate ASMR
If anyone found that relaxing, there's something wrong with you. But we're getting into this, Hugo. X3D Max over on the CT side. Big trying their hand at the long aggression here. 4 players down and out into the long doors. And they will get this position almost for free. The Nade going to find some chip damage onto these players as they do make their way out.
Sorry, I'm still recoiled in horror at that noise.
No, I know, me too.
Oh, what a dink. David P, good night. Logan's got to do something crazy here, but Big surely going to check it. Apparently not. Oh, 2 kills. The dink comes through, but he might be able to follow up with a 3rd. It's not needed. Mac is there instead. It's a shutdown round from the likes of X3D Max, but Xantares coming through mid doors at the perfect time. B is empty. And do they know it? Do they realize that they can get themselves through these tunnels and into that bomb site very, very quick? I think they do. Big looking to send their players out through mid. I'm also expecting a close play, but it's actually the long rack coming through. It could catch God B by surprise.
Are you ever going to anticipate 3 players in through long? Xantares shuts down the first, but God B, he's trapped here. Throws that bomb across and running shoes on. Xantares gotta try and help his teammate out. He's going to stick around, but Maka, he's gotten rid of him, just jumping from the heavens above. Xantares now spotting Logan over towards short, and he might try and cross. Tries to sell the fact that he's gone in through CT. And Logan will have to entertain that. Xantares able to sneak by, now left in the 1v1, and he's got ample time to get this bomb down.
Yeah, and anywhere to go as well. That's a tunnels plant. He can move towards that position if he likes. He's just jumping across the window. Now Logan knows he's at least on this side, but does he know that he's trying to cross again? 20 HP on Logan, but he hits a shot. Wow, what a round. 3 kills from him. Same story from Xantares, not able to close out the 1v1. I love the call from X3D Max, that long hunt, chasing Big, who took it slow there, waiting for a CT push through that smoke. That certainly caught Big off guard, you could see, and they were scrambling for anything in that round after losing 2 on long to Logan on the car. So unfortunate round for the likes of Big, but very well played from the Frenchman. It will start them off on this second map. The pick of Big, it is Dust2. Very favoured thanks to the odds at Betway, but not so looking like it in this map so far. Xantares running solo AK, everyone else pistoled up. Let's see if this one gun can win the round for Big.
Well, they're waiting to see if any aggression comes through, and there will be some potentially given their way by David P and Jinx, who are both posted up over towards the long doors. Bit of a bait and switch, and the anti-flash position being held by David P. Jinx can draw the attention of this player in. You're not going to anticipate a double push in long doors if you're Tabson. They might not ever really see any action, though, with Big holding this foothold up on Catwalk. They can look to go in through mid or up into this A bomb site. David P's now making some noise here alongside that of Jinx, so Tabson knows that there's players aggressive. But I think the idea there is to try and bait Tabson into the peak, make it sound like you've fallen off the angle. The only issue is now that they've rotated that second man out from long doors, Tabson is surely going to check it. And yeah, he just holds. David P gets caught going aggressive, and now man advantage taken for Big. Tizian is all the way here outside of B, and he might just wait to try and cut off these rotations.
Yeah, he's only got a Glock, but he can play for info here and just pass off where these CTs are going if he gets the information. Logan getting caught by it, dink down to 30. He's dead to the Glock. That's unfortunate. Big could double back towards B if they want here, and they will. They're falling off of the catwalk. Same story for Hadji. Forced off by the flash. Big just double in. They try and rush because 15 seconds. They need this bomb plant here and now. They can't afford to go back towards B. Tizian's doubled it, finding 3 in the round as well. What a performance from him. He had just a Glock, and Big have won the round as a result. Really great information play from Big, right? They double up towards that mid to B. Tabson catches a kill on the flank. They go back. They leave Tizian in the doors to get info on those rotates, and then they just get all the entry kills on A thanks to the solo rifle. That is a pitch-perfect round for Big, and considering that was 4 pistols and an AK on Xantares, it really sets us up for a crazy second map here. X3D Max, they got a lot to do and not much to do it with.
Mac are going to spot that player crossing back towards B, and that might prompt the early rotation in. It will just be the B commitment from Big, and David P already getting dropped. Logan's gone as well. So the B bomb set is fallen, and already for X3D Max, you're looking at this round, and really you're maybe hoping for a save, although Maka shutting down God B through the double doors might have tempted X3D Max a bit more, although with how they're positioning themselves, doesn't look likely. So this will be Big taking the early 2-1 lead over the Frenchman. As they attempt to hold on to these Deegs and the Scout at the end of this round.
Should get away with them as well. Bigger exiting through middle here. That Scout and Spawn's going to get attacked, and next he won't go back for more. He's had enough. And no one for Big trying to hunt down these guns either. No need to. You know there's very limited being saved here by X3D Max, considering the money is yet to be built up. So 2-1 for Big. The AWP kept by Tabson. I think he said long spawn. He said something spawn. So we might see Big try and speed this up with a faster play into this round. Definitely a good call considering they're up against pistols. Try and take that immediate map control. They do have the long spawn as well on a player here. It is going to be God B. Not exactly the weapon for the long pick, but let's see what he can do. Flashed out through this position with the MP9, 3 on the other side, but they're not going to be fighting. God B gets very, very deep, but lulled into a full sense of security. There's 3 on the other side. This is where the Creed can really tear them apart, and it will. Next with all 3. Xantares comes in for the cleanup crew, and Maka looking to be dumpstered here as Big have 4 players creeping up towards the A site.
Yeah, and having the Scout is not great for this. As they do start to get across, he's not in a position to shut this down. They are going to get that bomb planted. And Xantares maybe even looking hungry for the hunt. They're keeping an eye on this. Missed shot from Nex and damage done by Maka, but the kill doesn't come through. Big taking this 3-1 lead. But now we get to see this first full buy from the French squad. And this is where things get interesting. This is where we get our first taste of how X3D Max stack up against Big on this map.
But not yet, Harry. Quick tactical pause as they go into their rifle round. It makes sense. Want to all be on the same page as to how you're approaching this. Don't let Big get the momentum and run away with the start of this half. That was what happened back on the previous. If you think to Mirage, it was an A1 lead. It went 9-6. And then, I mean, pretty similar story in the second half as well. Big had 15-7. It ended 15-13. You know, 3D Max, they seem to have responses to what Big are pulling in, but they usually come a little bit too late. So nice tactical pause early. And let's see what the game plan is here as they go into their first full CT rifle round. No AWP though. That's one limiting factor, and it's something that Tabson does have himself as well. So 3D Max win this round, they get a free AWP at the very least, but that's still a question in and of itself.
Oh, long spawn for Tabson, running around with the AWP. Flashed off the angle. Nate going to find a bit of damage. So don't get anything on the back of that long spawn. The attempt from Tabson was made. Quickly assembling this little boost over in CT so that if Big do throw down that wall of smokes that you so often see to cut the CT portion off, Hadji can look to peek over the top. Try and catch any T players that might lurk on the other side off guard.
Oh.
Maka will be that first point of contact, just trying to bait them in to show some interest towards middle, and it has worked. Gobby and Tabson on the other side. Smoke goes down. Molotov starts to burn Hadji. He's very lucky to be alive and almost looked like he just wanted to barrel through that smoke in response. Instead, going to get boosted back up. Jinx now with this aggressive hold over towards long. They throw the molly in once again, and Hadji's like, okay, I think they know. I think they figured it out. But 40 seconds left. Big, while they've done a good job of reading into this mid boost, it hasn't yielded anything for them, and that man advantage extended even further now by the X3D Max side. The pincer is coming in from Jinx over towards long, and so if they're not careful, this round is just going to go to a very bad spot for Big. Jinx going to shut down another, and as they try and hit B, there's so many bodies here, so many players on the other end. X3D Max finding that second round and the slow play from Big punishing them there.
Yeah, you could see how focused they were on just taking that player out in the CT. They knew exactly where they were. They knew what boost the X3D Max guys were throwing in, and Big tunnel vision in on that, allowing themselves to get flanked as well from long, which drops Tabson. Certainly just kind of getting too bogged down in one little play there. If Big went for an execute in the midst of all that, they would have had far more of a chance either way. Vi is still here. No worry for Big. They still had the money. X going quick out long as well. These flashes, again, allowing him to get into the pit. No one even watching it, and he gets a double. They line up. There's a third man here. There always is for X3D Max. They keep it in the 3-on-3 as a result. Actually taking the advantage down mid as Maka with the AWP drops Tizzy, and this is somehow going and falling apart for Big. 2 players left up to try and claw this round back. Up towards short, God B does sit. That smoke may hold him, but it also may tempt him because there's a little gap in the right side and he wants to peer on through. Orp joining him as well. It's only Logan up on A right now. Maka holding a passive enough angle in mid that he doesn't have the information as to this cat cross. And he's also giving up B, but that's not information Big know. As they set up for this A execute, they've got to hit their shots and take down this first player on the corner.
Smoke gets thrown off there to block off. I think that was Pit.
It's Car.
Gonna be creeping around it. David P spotted on this flank. Maka down in CT. And will they be ready for Logan? They don't consider the possibility that there's a man in the back of the site. God B trying to tap him down, but the double peek was available. And this gets tied up 3-3. X3D Max bringing the heat here on Dust2, tying things up early on. And Big looking a little lost for a response right now.
Yeah, certainly seems to be the case. That was very unfortunate, losing all those players early on, despite getting double from Nex out in long. It was the big kill from Maka actually up in mid that takes the advantage back for X3D Max and kind of funnels Big in towards short. What a shot from Tabson. I doubt he even saw Logan there just shooting through the smoke. The trade is immediately pulled through. Maka, again, he's been so good here for X3D Max. Such impactful kills from him. 4-on-4 now. The AWP is removed and Big are left with 2 SMGs. They probably want to go back and retrieve that, but too far away from doing so. Maka, aggressive. Oh, he finds an angle behind the car. The Molotov doesn't fully spread, and he'll be able to take down Tizian. Instant trade from Xantares. Will not let him get away with that, who does double down, but he's down to 20 HP and caught with a nade in hand. David P will take that kill every day of the week. Again, a 2-on-2 here for Big, and what is their response this time?
Well, they group up, they change their direction, and now look to head down through mid. Gob B and Nex grouping up. Gob's a little bit worried about the potential mid peak, and that is not the area he should be worried about. Instead, it's Hadji clearing out the lower tunnels, who could catch and end this round here and now. Gob B dropped, and with it, the bomb. Next, with only a Mac 10 to fight with, will at least be able to upgrade onto the AK. Instead, he's going to take this fight with the Mac 10, barreling down, looking for this frag. Now going to try and hit mid, but David P already posted up, already on the angle. And X3D Max going to take the lead. They win that 2-on-2. In spite of Xantares' best efforts over towards long, the round gets given up. And Big, I mean, they've been caught off guard by these flanks every single round. Whether it's Jinx going aggressive in through long, or that round there, Hadji pushing in through the lower tunnels, they are getting betrayed by this early presence across the map that they're just not showing.
Yeah, tactical pause for Big here, trying to switch things up a little bit. It's not like they've not been getting into these, very winnable situations. These 2-on-2s, these 3-on-3s, they've been in them round after round. And on the T side, a lot of the times you're going to be favorited there. You've got the map control, you've got a lot more room, and the CTs are likely to split up, giving you the opportunity to 2v1. But Big, still, despite these numerous situations, they've always come up for the French. 4-3 here on the CT side. Big again on pistols. Not looking to blast out long from the spawn, and neither of the CT side who give that position up. It's David P holding low with the AWP. They get fed a free kill as well. Xantares walking right into it. So Another man advantage for X3D Max, and they're looking to double it because Maka's up on this A bomb site with the primary AWP, and he has been such a beast here as well. Smoke towards the corner. It's going to be Flash as well that forces him back. Smoke on Maka just to try and hide himself within it, and the molly close to Car as well, but they're already up round the corner. He misses a shot, and that's the only shot he's going to get. The orb now gifted over to the likes of Nex, and bomb going down on the site as well. Big, a 4-on-4 with a post plant. Now they are only on pistols, but this is still very salvageable.
Oh, Gobby just managed to get down into the pit. Now Hadji very aware that there could be a player here. Gobby trapped. That nade might... it doesn't really do any damage. Hadji taking his time, and this now leaves the other players inside of 8 in this 3-on-3. Gobby doing a great job of wasting time. Nex is burnt out, but in his dying breath throws the orb across the taps, and Tizian left alone. And
miscommunication. He was looking at CT. It was a player on the site. And that will cost them the round, Harry. Oh, I don't know what happened there for Big, but, you know, they just saw the player come up on short. They had the information. He killed the players at the back of the site, and still Tizian was watching lower. If only he knew. Could have easily hit down CT, and there were only a few seconds left on that bomb as well. That would have been the round for Big, and off the back of pistols as well. They're so close, but yet so far. And this streak for X3D Max is continuing, looking dangerous on the CT side of Dust2 right now. This is Big's pick, and they certainly don't look comfortable.
no, they most certainly don't. They're looking a bit out of their depth. X3D Max besting them time and time again since getting onto these rifles. And even in rounds where we've seen Big field these huge amount of advantages, they've been getting shut down time and time again. This time, maybe looking for a B-side play, having a bit of a showing from Tizian over towards Long, and Logan gets flashed in. This time it's traded by Nex. So 4-on-4 right now, already an early rotation from Hadji up into the window. You can see how worried Big are about these players going aggressive. And Nex just missing the timing. That's now the man advantage for X3D Max. And they'll send Hadji into this B bomb set on the back of it just to reinforce it that much more. Giving up mid here are the Frenchmen. That is where Tizian resides. 40 seconds left though. This play has to come in, and it has to come in towards B. 2 players here for this Frenchman. So Big have to hit their shots if they want to make this a reality. Plenty of utility to go for this. Flash is now raining in. Well, they check Hadji. They do, but he still finds a double. Tapson left alone, and Hadji cements it with a triple kill. X3D Max 6-3. Yet to lose a rifle round.
Yeah, that's crazy to think, isn't it? Since they've had their first, it's been all coming up French, and Big still silent on this T side when it comes to the rifle round. So no bomb plant, only loss bonus to work with, and more tactical pauses spewing out for the side of Big. Legia, he's onto the manual, Harry. He's got the documents going, and that's when you know Big are in a bit of a rough spot, when he's, you know, peeling through these pages, can't even find what he's looking for. But Big still got to stay calm. Plenty of chances for them to get back into this game. They just need one rifle round to give them a bit of confidence to spur them forward. And when will that be? That's still the question in mind. Only 6 rounds left of the half here. Solo AK for Tizian, everyone else pistoled up. We did see Big win this round before in the second with Antares on this one gun, but Tizian's already been naded down to 50. That's not a good start, and look at David P.
Oh, he's sneaky indeed. Uh-oh, they've spotted him, and they are actually able to quell that offensive pretty quickly on the Big side.
Ooh.
Tapson's already in CT, and that flash is perfect. Shout out to God B for lending a helping hand at a crucial moment. Mac is gone. And it's the force buy that looks to prevail once again for Big. Only Jinx and Logan remain, and these two might think about saving at this point in time. They can still buy in this following round if they hold on to these weapons. So that does look to be the call.
Wow, that one flashbang just won the round for Big. I think there, or at least certainly helped them out with it, because tabseN was caught in the spawn, and Hadji knew definitely where he was, but not able to close the distance. Next with his pistol catches Logan getting aggressive in the tunnels. This default for Big all over the map. No position left free but the T-spawn, and that's where Jinx has found himself for now. 1-on-4 save. Tizian's already hunting. He does find that kill, but there's plenty more around the corner, and Jinx needs to be careful. They line up. Oh dear. This is a fantastic round for Jinx, but even though it's not going to be the victory, he gets every single kill at the end of it. Dear, oh dear. That's fine for Big, because they did win a pistol round after all, right? They had 4 players on just P250s, and they pick it up. So great work by them, but of course that's free money for Big that's been lost and gifted over to a team that's already got a swelling economy after winning 6 rounds in a row. So it's not like that wasn't really a necessary hunt for Big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that for Big at least, that they have just got into this expecting their CT side to be the stronger of the two, right? Because with how this is looking right now, it has been a much more dominant showing from the X3D Max squad. And if Big aren't able to pick this one up in the first half, a lot of this is going to come back to haunt them in the CT side of things, where they're going to have to field one phenomenal side. Buy back up 4x3D Max rifles out on either side of the equation. tabseN's even got his AWP back in hand, and it's a fast mid play this round from Big. Already David P is up in long doors, and he might just look to keep going. He hasn't encountered any resistance yet. Doesn't spot anyone keeping an eye on it either, and Maka is there to shut down the first man out through mid. Tizian is already gone, and no opportunity to trade that out. They might look to play fast on the back of it. God beat. Hopping down into CT spawn. Oh! Damage done onto Maka, but not quite the kill. The Molotov just missing its mark. Logan's gone aggressive into the tunnels, and he'll encounter some resistance. Now calling for this rotation, but it cannot come through. David P's gone aggressive in through long, and he's dropped the bomb. This is a disaster. They have to go back and get it. Godby and Nex, they've got the B bomb site, but now they're separated from one another, and this bomb is under full control of X3D Max. They almost line up for Godby, but not quite. And now down to the 1v1 clutch on either side of the equation.
Oh, David P almost walked through the smoke there, but he's going to decide to back off. Could always just disengage or just watch the cross for information. He goes back up Cat. This is very, very favorable considering the timing. Nex is taking so long to get this bomb that David P might be able to drop into the spawn and stop him. It has been retrieved. And Nex is now flanking in through middle as well. He can double back to the tunnels and hit B, but does he read this wrong? Does he go up the catwalk? And if he does, David P's on the other side. Yes, Nex. Little does he know, he thinks he's read this situation. But David P's put himself accidentally on the right bomb site to wait for Nex. And the cross is there, but the shot is better. Nex is going to be able to win the round for Big. Whoa, that was scary. Godby with his drop in the CT spawn pretty much saves that round. They're finding a couple of very crucial kills, putting Maka down low at the start as well, which sends him packing back, gives room for Big to split that B bomb site, and Nex getting the entries as well required into it. 6-5. Big have salvaged a couple of T-side rounds here. Started to break the economy of X3D Max at a pretty crucial time, and now it is just going to have to be USPs.
Oh. Trying to listen and figure out what the tech problem is, but I think there's a microphone issue right now. Working to get that resolved still. Big are getting back into this slowly but surely. That round was anything but clean, at least to their advantage. There isn't much money left for X3D Max. So this is very much your avenue back into the game if you're Big. You can't allow whatever buy is fielded here from the Frenchman find any success. And with how much money they've got, maybe at most you see a P250 put into this round. A few flashbangs picked up for David P and a smoke as well. But that is it. And the smoke is just to fake the cross. Big are going to barrel into this B bomb site, and providing they're pretty quick in that, they'll get it entirely for free.
No one here to stop them. The mollies, the flashes are all flying through, but Big have now realized it is not necessary. That plant's here, and the 6th round guaranteed as the bomb goes down here for Big. So it was looking like a great few rounds for this X3D Max squad, and it might still be. They've got a rifle round coming up next, but for now, just looking to group in the T-spawn. Try and find these exits. Ooh. Next, realizing the error of his ways, he goes for the peek, and God B would rather take the kills instead. He's got full health and the scope to boot. Oh, this is messy, and it's not going well for Big either. They're going to lose a player to it. Do they know about Mac close as well?
How many more bodies do you want to throw at these USPs if you're Big? The answer might surprise you.
Yeah.
0 on the back of that first man.
Surprised Mac doesn't go around the corner there. He's on, you know, a Mac 10. He's got 4,500. He's going to buy. I'm very doubtful he'll keep the Mac 10 here. And he could have just pushed tunnel and tried to get a kill. That's $600. That's a huge bonus if he gets it. But he's opting to stay on the SMG. Fair enough. Not going to be a great weapon, I'll tell you that, especially not for retaking. So if Big get a bomb down, he's going to be in a world of hurt, but he hopefully maybe on the right bomb site. He is on A, and that's where Big are pile driving towards. Lots of flashes up as these T's group. CTs get aggressive up in the tunnels in the meantime, so they're going to have this full rotate in. They've got Big boxed in right now, but Big have no idea.
Yeah, Jinx is already arriving on this flank, so if these players at the cross and down in CT can just draw the attention away, allow this flank to come through. Maka has actually shut down the first man. Jinx now arriving on this flank, and Tatares has to get a leash back on, and they've assembled the boost over the top, and Haji dropping the bomb might have just locked Big out of this round. Maka with the Mac 10 shutting down another. How's he managed a double kill with the SMG in this round? It's only Xantares remaining. Blindsided by the other man over towards long. Doesn't read into the fact that there could have been another player flanking, and Big, they lose that round.
Ignore my comments about the Mac 10 then. Apparently it's amazing. 2 kills with it. Maka again impressing us here in a crucial rifle round there for 3D Max. Main reason I'm questioning it is, of course, that was a huge swing round. If 3D Max lose it, it's likely Big go, you know, 8-7 up, 8-6 up rather. And then we have another rifle round. And at that point, you know, 3D Max are kind of played themselves, but they pick it up and they now put themselves in this position, a possible 8-6 on the cards, with Big's money being under question and more tactical pauses from them as well. As 3rd, if I recall correctly, might even be 4th. So to have this many come out in the first half means that Big are going to have nothing to fall back on when it comes to their CT side.
And you better hope it's amazing if you're Big,
Yeah.
right? The fact that they're calling out so many early on, so many of these pauses, to me, suggests that they're pretty surprised by how confident X3D Max are looking on this map. You're really not leaving yourself with much to work with in the second half. God B straight down through mid might just look to offset them with this blistering pace, and he's going to spot David P.
Oh, look at this.
The fast speed plate. Tizzy leading the charge with that Deagle. Logan's flash. Now they haven't cleared it. He hasn't fired off a shot yet. Logan could end this entire round here and now. And the longer he waits, the more effective this becomes. Now the flash is raining in, but tabseN might have just saved the day. That shot through the smoke to shut down Logan. God B's gone. A quick impromptu boost assembled here, trying to give Hachi some vision into the bomb site. 3-on-3 retake into B, never easy if you're X3D Max, but certainly not impossible. That smoke on Nex is the real problem. He can just re-smoke the doors in this situation, and that's going to really whittle this clock away for the French squad. tabseN able to find the first man in, and the second as well. tabseN's doing it all right now. Maka's trying to get out of danger, shutting down the first man, but he's in danger of dying to the bomb. Looking to try and hold on to the AWP. That shot misses. Surely not able to hold on to it, and he will fall. Big tie this up 7-7, and still a chance to win out the half here for the German squad.
Maybe not communicated there. I think it was Haji threw a Molotov that cut off Car on the retake. Jinx peeks top window, and the first position that he hard checks and pre-fires is Car. Car at that point was also on fire. So while they forced Tizian out of position in the post plant, they maybe aren't aware of it. 7-7. Big salvaging a nice couple of rounds here at the end of the half. And they may be able to take the lead as well, because this money has been smacked back down again for 3D Max. And Big already immediately inside of B tunnels. They want to take this site by storm. It's been so good for them. A has been quite the fickle beast here for Big, so I'm not surprised they're looking at this site already. There's only one player here as well. That's the biggest issue. If he goes down, the round's probably done, because you're left to SMGs to retake. Mollies are in, flashes to follow. Big are going straight through. Godby's even killed that long ramp. They know the B is going to be weak right now, and they found it. Logan's dead. Maka trying to win this round on his own, but he's been smoked off, and there's no flashes to facilitate a peek. He's just got to go in dry and gamble here with the CZ. Waits for the bomb plant noise. That will at least spur him on. Hadji found a kill on the flank as well. That bomb plant going in, but Maka's going to wait for his team for the retake rather than give up a free kill.
Will he be ready for Tizian, who's holding close? tabseN was able to get a double from this position, and actually it's tabseN who graced the scoreboard again with a wall bang onto Hadji. David P and Maka at a 2v4. No utility to try and force some of these engagements out from Big. This is not a round they would ever hope to win. They do have a kit at least, but with both players having to try an entry in through the window, it's not looking likely. tabseN shutting down another, and this leaves just one man standing. He's got no stake in this round, and that will be Big. 8-7 on the half. They narrowly win it out, but it didn't look terribly convincing. Moving into their CT half, it feels like we need to see a bit more from Big. X3D Max looking good, firing on all cylinders, trying to take us the distance, trying to take us all three. They were almost able to get the comeback on Mirage. Can they do it here on Dust2? We'll find out after a break.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is first sight. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby.
A narrow lead for the big boys, but can the French fraggers pull this one back in the second half? Only time will tell. They almost were able to get the job done on Mirage. Can they best the Germans here on Big? We'll find out as this second half is now about to get underway. Big moving into their CT side, and early on it's Tizian and GodB donning the majority of this utility for the squad. Interesting to note, no smokes, instead 4 flashbangs over on the Big roster, so maybe going to see some early aggression from the Big squad. And might get countered here by this B play. Nex is suddenly in a world of hurt. He's got a lot to do, but rotation's now arriving, and Nex and Tizian making quick work. Ooh, helped out by Hadji. The round is over, and Big secure the pistol.
Yeah, a bit of a team kill in that smoke there. Not what you want, but it won't make any grave difference. That was still a flawless round for Big. So some great shots here. Harry, you said after that first half, with all those tactical pauses being used by Big, you're hoping their CT side is damn good. Well, that's the start that would certainly hint towards it. No one dying in the pistol, and SMGs in the second round. 4 MP9s fully adopting these SMGs are Big, with just Xantaros on the M4. Oh, I always want Xantaros on a rifle. Nothing but that, even on pistol rounds. Rifle only. And GodB is going to get aggressive. That molly does tick down Maka. Quick boost came in before. So Logan's up here. I don't know if GodB will be prepared, but I'm doubtful he'll push in through the confines of this B site. He was actually watching for the topside boost as well, so there's the info. He's going to go right for it. Gets the information. There are two Ts on the other side of that wall. In the meantime, tabseN gets aggressive as well. Big are just looking for ways to chip away at these pistols without necessarily committing to duels or giving away kills to what P250s could be in play. There's only one, though.
Big are in a situation where they have to run this bonus round into the next. And so with the decision of X3D Max not to force bite, they actually could have a pretty hard time of things in this next round, especially if these Glocks and PT50s are able to find a couple of kills here and there.
Well, that's a double-edged sword, because if the PT50s find kills, it's likely Big upgrade to rifles in the next round. Yes, it will limit them in terms of utility and kits, but they'll have better guns. So if Big take this one flawlessly, do they keep 4 SMGs? Very possibly, and that sets X3D Max up for a T-side rifle round. It's certainly looking to be the case, and I wonder how Big will invest. I imagine what you usually do here is you buy the AWP and have an M4, an AWP, and 3 SMGs, or another rifle. You want to keep at least 2 of these MP9s, just for the money reasons alone.
Yeah. It does help a lot that tabseN gets 3 kills in that round, and then that with the bonus for winning. He's going to be allowed to get the AWP nice and early here. Yes. So he'll be bringing that out. And Hugo, you hit the nail on the head. Are you actually GodB?
Maybe. You've never seen me and him in the same room.
That's true. I've never seen it.
I mean, that's not true.
No, I know. I have seen it.
Yeah.
Actually, just moments ago.
Yeah, literally. So. Oh. Well. Not a good start for the likes of Big, but they return it pretty well. tabseN shuts down Jinx on short after GodB gets caught on that long push. Now, hooking a push, it's into the tunnels. Tizian's gone, and he's cleared it out for free. David does watch the top of middle, so if Tizian goes any further into mid, he's going to get caught, but still the info's here for Big. They should know this is a long play. tabseN spots him close. Xantaros drops the bomb, and another one on top of that. And Logan has been seen as well, dealt with by tabseN. Here's the lower wrap from Tizian that he was very patient with, and it will reward him with nothing but death, so maybe not. But he knows that now David P is pushing up towards his A site, and Big just wait on the other side patiently.
And I mean, already this CT half from Big is feeling a lot better, right? I mean, that round there, don't really have much to work with. They even lose GodB early, but Xantaros and tabseN able to keep a tab on X3D Max. And this leaves David P alone. He's got to retrieve that bomb. He's going to try and take the fight down in CT, and he just missed the timing onto Nex there. This could catch him out. The repeat. Whoa. David P able to win that, but the trade straight away from tabseN. 11-7 now for Big over on their CT side, and the money is gone for X3D Max. This is already feeling a lot like Mirage, right?
Yes.
Which is, you know, Big They get these first few rounds, they're able to cling a couple together on the back of the economy. Now there, it was later on in that game that we were able to see X3D Max grind back into things and actually bring it very, very close.
It was the end of both halves, and they did it in the first half of this. A strong start for Big that slipped away from them, rather. And yeah, it's a very real chance it might happen again, Harry. Will history repeat itself? We're going to find out. Not in this round, I doubt, because it's pistols, it's armor, it's some utility. But by and large, Big going to be favored. Smoke for the corner, that'll cut Godby off, but he sprays through it. It's actually Xantares to find one. Now this does give them the cross to Pit, but Pit isn't very useful when you're running Tech 9s and CZs. It doesn't give you, a ranged fight where you can set your AWP up and try and pick the A site. It's just giving you more and more map control. This forces Big back, but they're still going to hold these aggressive angles with the rifles, knowing they have the range advantage.
Well, they double smoke down at the cross. Quick smoke throwing close by Xantares, and it doesn't matter because Godby is a bit of a master with the AUG. The old bullpup shutting down 3 players up through long, and now at least there is a buy in the tank for X3D Max. They don't have many more left in this map, though, unless they start to find a couple of rounds. And this is where really it has to begin. Now, one of the big turning points for X3D Max back on Mirage was when they were finally able to get that AWP in Maka's hands on their T side. We see that again here. He's got it. It's a glass cannon, and he's rushing down mid with it.
Oh, there's the shot. Finds tabseN exiting through the left side of that smoke, and the AWP down for Big. That might open up a potential mid to B. Look at these Ts on the map. They're all in the tunnels right now with a bomb. Smoke goes over. That cuts Xantares off, but will he find a gap? Will he find a way forward? Yes, he will. In the smoke, David P walks right into it. The flashbang is there, but Xantares sits in the molly. He's full blind, down to 4 HP on the retreat. Not what you would want. But Big, they've got to deal with the A play now, because back up through short these Ts do go. The molly finds a lot of damage, but Xantares 1 bullet away from his own death, and he'll find it. Godby getting dropped at the same point, and Mackie gets aggressive to catch off the rotate from Nex. 1 nade kill onto Jinx, but at least Tizian in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, this was pretty undoable for your poor old mate Tizian down here in the bottom of mid. Maka really is someone who can just kick this team up a notch when they get that AWP in his hand. Now, he goes hunting here and actually gives the AWP over to Tizian, which certainly isn't great. If I'm not mistaken, tabseN, his AWP is dropped down in mid.
This is actually tabseN's AWP, it's the Asimov.
Oh, yeah.
So, no worry.
Yeah, there's still an AWP that X3D Max can look to grab. It's just a matter of will they do it, right? Because for all they know, Tizian is just floating around down in bottom mid, keeping an eye on these AWPs. So they decide against it. That AWP won't be retrieved, and there won't be one for X3D Max into this next round. You think about how important it's been for them. It's been a real staple of this team. So losing that is something that could really come back to hurt them here.
Yeah, you set that up perfectly. 3 kills for Maka in that round, and their first rifle win on the T side. So it definitely does lean that way. This could be a problem. And Big, they've scavenged 2 now. They buy up a second one. Godby going to be joining the likes of tabseN. So really a threatening round for Big, and they know damn well that X3D Max do not have the cash to facilitate that AWP. Mid-peak for tabseN, but only to hold this right cross. Godby takes his to long, but flashed off the angle. He can't hit the shot to Hadji. Jinx looking to propel himself inside of that B bomb site, and after the molly, he might certainly go for it, but the smoke and the nade land. It's actually a flash and a nade, rather. tabseN just holds the mid-cross as well, and this bomb only coming out through the top. Godby here with the secondary AWP as well, ready and waiting, and he may get met with a few Ts coming his way. That nade just being thrown from the right side gives the idea that there's a player to, well, the left side for X3D Max. So that might draw them into crossing, and crossing into the AWP of tabseN. Although I say that he falls back, as I do, and sets up inside of B, where this triple trio of terrorists looks to... Oh, triple trio, that doesn't really work, yeah.
That's a lot.
Triple trio, 9 terrorists in the tunnels. The bomb's still outside of long, though, so this is a convoluted fate.
Yeah, very convoluted though. I mean, it is like the iconic you go B, I'll plant A strat. The only problem with this is you're really relying on Big over-rotating into this, and they actually might. They've started to pull players away. They still haven't seen this bomb, and Tabson, as he's getting shot at, all the players leaving the A bomb site now. This bomb does have to try and push up and try and get by though. 15 seconds, and it will start to make its way over. Jinx doing a stellar job of selling this fake. He's fighting so much from it. The bomb going to go down inside of A. And now that Penny's going to drop.
The thing that surprises me why Big fall for that is because X3D Max took long with utility. They were throwing flashbangs, they had a molly in pit, they had a smoke. So Big, they should have heard that. They should have been somewhat aware, but I feel like they got tunnel visioned in on it.
Short play, bomb was planted for it, and it'll get quickly dealt with. Big, they might have fallen for the old faker route, but they're able to win it out in the retake. 13-8 now. Bit of a gimmicky round from X3D Max, and one that feels a bit doomed from the start, right? You really do hope that those players at B are able to find a lot of success. The one issue I have with that is you look at it, right? Usually there's only ever 2 players inside of B. So the best case scenario is that you get them both, and then you plant over on A, and you don't lose anyone in B. But that's always pretty unlikely, right? You normally lose a man or 2.
Yeah.
So even if, you know, you're able to get the best case scenario, you kill everyone at B, they can still just look to turn around and retake that A-bomb site where there's only 2 players there.
There are plenty of ways, in theory, that round can play out in your favor as a terrorist, right?
Yeah.
Just alone, that long control that forced Big to leave a solo player on B could certainly come back to bite them, right? Say that AWP, I think it was Tabson in the window, doesn't get the first kill immediately, right? And then you have window mollied and door smoked. Suddenly, B's gone. Big are going to full rotate off that because they don't have any information. But the thing is, Big saw 3 players in B and they didn't see a bomb. That was the information they got that they didn't really play off of. It was a weird one. And I see how it could work, but it relies on you getting entries.
Yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts, right? And it relies not only on you finding the openers, but also on your opponents making a mistake.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it is very much like you have to have everything go your way in that situation if you're X3D Max. And only really 50% of it does. They get the full rotation, they get a couple of kills, but not enough.
I like the idea, though. Something new, and this map is boring, so I'm all for it.
Not a big Dust2 fan?
No, I'm not a big Dust2 fan. Sorry.
I used to love it. But I don't know. I have to agree. It's a bit of a stale one, right?
I don't
in
like the
terms
new
of ideas.
Dust2, really, yeah.
It's too HD. We need less pixels.
Well, this mid to B fake is not going to work out because Tizian's position counters it completely. He's close, so he knows they're not out in mid. There's no question marks here for Big, who still have 3 players on this A bomb site. AWP alone in B right now, but that might not matter because Antares, he's got an AWP, or at least a rifle that's as good as the AWP over on Car. Just one tapping Jinx out of the server. Now 3D Max bailing back towards middle. Antares again playing for this little smoke gap. It's the same mid to B smoke, so he's got a gap again. 2 kills from it. Logan last man alive at the top of middle. 1 on 4 for him. Xantares has just shut this round down. He is looking to win this best of 3 in 2, and I think he might just be able to do it. 2 rounds away from Big, and they will get this victory. We needed an insane CT heart from Big Harry, and that's exactly what we've been gifted. Pistols for X3D Max. And the last couple of chances to keep this game alive, to keep their hopes up for this 3rd map as a potential, but right now Big are not looking to give them any room. Next, smoked off in middle, and he's got to deal with 4.
Oh no, they haven't checked him, although he's going to miss his shots. And now Tizian in the hot seat. Hachi with the Tech 9. I love that X3D Max Tech 9 users. So bomb planted it, and in a 3v4 Big, they might even consider the save here, right? I mean, this is not an easy situation to go back into if you're Big. You know it's only the 4 spy from X3D Max, so they want to give it a look in. And maybe if a player aggressively peeks the window, that might spur them on.
Ooh, that molly could be really useful. There's 2 players on the site, and that's going to completely set them out of position. Antares catches one of the 2, but the time, that's the issue. It's ticking away, and Hadji's found another kill. The flank is hitting for David P. He's got himself an AWP, and Xantares with 3, but it's not enough. The pistols win it out for X3D Max. Not only does Nex get no info in mid because of that smoke, but by the time that he calls that they're, hitting B, his teammate, you could see, was so caught off guard by that. Was throwing down a smoke in the middle of the site, still worried about the tunnel split that wasn't coming through. So next, I see what he was doing, and it almost worked out. He just missed his shots, really, and that kind of, the round fell apart as a result because they were already inside of B before the B player was ready for it.
And now this is really feeling like a repeat of Mirage, right? Big, very, very close to closing this out on the CT side, but X3D Max throwing a couple of upset rounds in. Now, Logan deleting his teammate alongside Tizian maybe gives you a chance, but David P waiting for this cross. Tapson gets shut down. Maybe God B can find something here while there's only 2 players inside of the bomb site. But Big already backing off, aren't even looking to give this round a go. So it will be a 10th for the French squad, getting ever closer to tying this up and getting back into this game.
Yeah, and I'm not counting X3D Max out, because think back to that previous map, that's exactly what we did. It was 15-7. We thought this game was over. And, while it still went the way of Big, it was 15-13. It was so close. And really, on a knife's edge as to who picked it up. Next, will try and save this gun, but that bomb radius might just take him down. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get away from that. And 10 rounds taken from X3D Max. Slow but sure on this T side to recover into this game. 4 rounds behind that are Big, but another buy on the horizon.
Xantares ready and waiting down in mid. Oh, Maka is in with the trade.
See ya.
And now that he's got the AWP back in hand, this is where this game is going to get exciting. He is someone who's delivered so many big moments for X3D Max. I'm very much excited to see what he can do with the AWP. We've already seen 1 impressive shot. He's going to need 4 more if they want to get back into this round, however. Smoking CT, giving the illusion that they've got players over in mid, and this will somewhat divide the defense inside of B, having to split their attention. Tapson missing that shot over towards short, and Big don't really have a clear picture as to where X3D Max are looking to end up in this round. Some aggression into the tunnels. Maka still making noise over here at A, trying to fight Tapson, but Tapson picking him up, and now only Jinx remaining. He's gone as well. And Big map and series point, 15-10, 1 round, and they will take this series in a 2-0 fashion. Which I felt like, for Big, that is exactly what was expected of them. If they wanted to be contenders in this group, they had to beat X3D Max. And while Mirage might have gotten scary, they've still got room to breathe here on Dust2. This buy for X3D Max at least has the AWP back in Maka's hands. It's Jinx who has to take a bit of a hit, only with the Deeg in this round. And early on, a 3-man long stack. Flash being lined up by Logan to try and facilitate this early peek. Smokes as well, ready to head in and cut this defense apart. Godby and Xantares to answer the call, and that flash actually blinding the players who get out through long doors. Logan able to trade at the very least, so a 4-on-4 right now, and long control for X3D Max.
Yeah, Logan ducking beneath those shots from Xantares saves his own life. Tizian's going to get aggressive in the tunnels. We've seen him do this before, but this time Hadji is waiting for it. And will Tizian check this side? I don't know. He is looking towards it, but Hadji wins the fight. That's a huge kill, because now the B site's open for business, and Nex has to dive back in from mid to try and trade things back out, keep Hadji contained. He hopes desperately he's caught the timing and that Hadji hasn't walked inside of B, so he's just got to be patient here and hold. Hoping his mid is covered, so God B moves in to do exactly that. Nex now on the angle. But these three Ts now still on long, and I think Big are going to be aware of this. They either think they're long or T-spawn rotating to B, and Nex is going to confirm whether that's true or false with this next kill. How's he going to walk his way in? Nex does take him down, and now back towards long they go with a bomb, but it's been spotted and dropped. Tabson with the AWP on the corner. They do have a Molotov for this position, so Maka needs to get that out, and he will. Tabson trying to win this fight. The smoke lands on it. That'll keep him alive for a few more seconds. He repositions and drops a bomb again. It's looking like he can do it for Big. It's looking like they might be able to close out this second map. Great shot from Maka through the smoke, but will it be enough? I don't think so. Got B's done it, and Big have closed it out. 16-10 on map number 2. They take this series 2-0. A close couple of games.